In the heart of the Middle East lies Saudi Arabia, a country synonymous with oil wealth. With some of the largest proven oil reserves in the world, it has built a global reputation as a titan of energy. According to a 2019 audit by an international authority, Saudi Arabia's crude oil reserves stood at 268.5 billion barrels, placing it second globally and accounting for over 18% of the world's known reserves. In recent years, American experts have speculated that these reserves might even be as high as 355 billion tons. This abundance of black gold has brought enormous wealth and positioned Saudi Arabia as a key player in global energy markets. Despite its prosperity, Saudi Arabia faces a surprisingly basic yet critical problem: a lack of water. The country spans approximately 2.25 million square kilometers, but it has no rivers with year-round flow. Most of the terrain is made up of deserts and rocky plateaus. Annual rainfall is meager, averaging less than 200 millimeters. In some parts of the country, daytime temperatures in summer frequently soar beyond 45 degrees Celsius, occasionally exceeding 50 degrees Celsius. In such a climate, it is said that eggs can literally be cooked on the ground. These harsh environmental conditions make agriculture a formidable challenge. Only around 3.5 million hectares, roughly 1.6% of the total land, are considered arable. Even that land is often difficult to farm due to the extreme climate and lack of water. Saudi Arabia, however, has never fully given up on the dream of domestic food production. Since the 1970s, the government has made multiple attempts to improve agricultural output. Vast tracts of unused land were distributed to individuals and businesses for free. An individual could receive up to 1,500 acres, while enterprises could receive up to 6,000 acres, under the condition that at least a quarter of the land be reclaimed within 5 years. The government offered interest-free loans and subsidized up to 50% of fertilizer and machinery costs. Pesticides were fully subsidized. In addition, farmers received over $400 per hectare for planting wheat. Despite these generous incentives, the biggest obstacle remained water. In 1978, Saudi Arabia built its first modern desalination plant in Jeddah on the Red Sea coast. By 1980, more than 30 desalination facilities had been constructed, producing a combined 2.16 million cubic meters of freshwater daily. This infrastructure helped alleviate water shortages for agriculture and urban use. As a result of these efforts, Saudi Arabia's arable land expanded rapidly from 1.4 million hectares in 1971 to 3.67 million hectares in 1993. Grain production also surged, from less than 40,000 tons in 1972 to a peak of 4.12 million tons in 1992. For a time, Saudi Arabia became the sixth largest wheat producer in the world. However, this rapid expansion came at a steep environmental and economic cost. Agriculture in Saudi Arabia heavily relied on groundwater, drawn from ancient aquifers that had not been replenished since the last ice age. Over time, this non-renewable resource was depleted at an unsustainable rate. The high cost of producing crops, coupled with the environmental toll, led to skyrocketing food prices and made local agriculture uncompetitive. In 2016, the government halted the cultivation of water-intensive crops and shifted back to importing food. Despite these setbacks, Saudi Arabia has not abandoned its agricultural ambitions. In recent years, the country has turned to China for assistance, seeking to leverage China's expertise in desert agriculture and smart farming technologies. On May 13, 2025, Saudi Arabia and China signed an agricultural cooperation agreement exceeding $4 billion. This milestone event took place during the China-Saudi Agricultural Industry and Sustainable Development Forum. According to available information, the agreement covers over 70 cooperative initiatives. These include desert agriculture development, smart agricultural research and development, deep processing of agricultural products, and more. So how can China help Saudi Arabia succeed in an environment often considered an agricultural no-go zone? The answer lies in China's own experience with desert farming. In places like Xinjiang and Inner Mongolia, Chinese researchers have been transforming inhospitable deserts into productive farmland for years. A particularly notable example is Meiti County in Xinjiang, where 98% of the land is covered by desert. The region receives less than 42 mm of rainfall annually, while evaporation reaches over 2,300 mm. Yet, Chinese scientists managed to grow rice in these extreme conditions as early as 2011. This breakthrough was made possible through a combination of innovative technologies. One of the most important is the sand converter, a biodegradable polymer that binds loose sand particles into compact soil with significantly improved water retention. Once treated, the sand becomes a sponge-like medium that can hold water and nutrients. Wheat roots have been observed penetrating more than 1 meter into this transformed soil. Water efficiency is further optimized through underground drip irrigation systems, which reduce evaporation by over 90%. These systems channel snowmelt from distant mountains directly to plant roots, mimicking the efficiency of the human circulatory system. By 2023, this technology had evolved to include satellite remote sensing and AI-powered early warning systems for pests, diseases, and irrigation issues. Vegetation coverage in previously barren sand areas rose from 0% to 80%. Wind erosion decreased by 50%, and the organic content of the soil tripled. In April 2024, Chinese scientists went a step further by successfully growing rapid breeding rice in a desert greenhouse in Hotan, Xinjiang. Using stacked cultivation racks in a high-efficiency environment, they harvested a yield of 1,151.5 kilograms per mu, approximately 17 tons per hectare, within just 2 months. This method requires only 1 acre of land and holds great promise for high-yield farming in arid regions. The same research team is also experimenting with similar techniques for soybeans, corn, wheat, rapeseed, alfalfa, cotton, and other staple crops. China's success is not limited to its own borders. In 2018, a Chinese research team introduced their desert agriculture techniques to Dubai. Using a method called the four-dimensional improvement technique, scientists transformed saline alkaline desert land into rice paddies in just 2 to 3 years. The results were astonishing. Not only did rice grow successfully, but the highest recorded yield surpassed 500 kilograms per mu, higher than the global average. The success garnered praise from the Dubai royal family and marked the first time in history that rice was cultivated in a tropical desert environment. Saudi Arabia is already benefiting from China's infrastructure and agricultural expertise. One major ongoing project is the Rabigh Phase 4 desalination plant, a partnership between China Power Corporation and Saudi Arabia's Wedeco. The facility is set to become one of the world's most advanced seawater desalination plants. Upon completion in 2026, it will produce 600,000 cubic meters of fresh water per day, enough to meet the daily needs of more than 2 million people. It uses reverse osmosis technology with an energy consumption of just 2.78 kWh per ton of water, making it one of the most efficient systems globally. Beyond water supply, the project will help reduce Saudi Arabia's dependence on fossil fuels, aiding in its transition to a greener economy. Water alone, however, is not enough. China is also transferring its advanced irrigation technologies to Saudi Arabia. These systems, guided by soil sensors and pressure monitors, enable precise delivery of water and fertilizers. For example, drip irrigation can cut water use per acre from 600 tons to just 180 tons. Built-in sensors can detect potential issues like pipe blockages 15% faster than experienced farmers. The result is higher efficiency, reduced waste, and improved crop health. Equally valuable is China's soil improvement technology. By mixing plant fiber adhesives with sand and adding water, loose sand can be turned into cohesive, fertile soil in just a couple of minutes. This artificial soil resists erosion, retains moisture, and remains stable, all without any toxic or environmentally harmful ingredients. It is safe, sustainable, and cost-effective. Modern agriculture also relies on automation and precision tools. In China's smart pilot farms, unmanned rice transplanters and seed drills operate using Beidou satellite navigation, increasing productivity by more than 30%. These same technologies could be applied in Saudi Arabia to boost efficiency. Real-time monitoring of crop and soil conditions allows for intelligent irrigation and fertilization, reducing both water and energy use. Looking ahead, it's entirely possible that specially bred crops like heat-resistant rice, wheat, and tomatoes could be developed to thrive in Saudi Arabia's desert climate. With continued research and technological support from China, Saudi Arabia may one day transform its barren lands into thriving agricultural hubs. The Middle East is already seeing similar transformations. In places like Dubai, where temperatures routinely exceed 50 degrees Celsius, Chinese-developed techniques are turning theory into reality. Desert farming is no longer a distant dream. It's an emerging reality with proven results. So can China help Saudi Arabia complete an unprecedented agricultural revolution in the desert? The evidence strongly suggests it can. If you're interested in following the progress of this ambitious transformation, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll continue bringing you the latest updates on desert agriculture, green technology, and global development initiatives that are shaping our future.